Have you ever forgiven somebody but then felt guilty because you didn't want them close to you again? Like maybe you thought, if I really forgave them, things should just go back to normal. Well, here's the truth. Forgiveness does not always mean the person that hurt you will have the same level of trust that you once gave them, nor does it mean that you're going to let them back in your life unless that person really, really wants to change. Because without change, it's going to be the same. They're going to hurt you again and again and again. Sometimes you just have to decide to forgive the person because they're simply not willing, to change. They don't see themselves as the problem. You're the problem. And they try to convince you of that as well. Sometimes you just have to make a decision. I'm not going to hold on to that hurt in my heart anymore. But I'm also not giving you the same level of trust so you can hurt me again. I want to preface this with saying that I am not here to beat up on anybody. This info is to help, not to hurt anybody, not to make anybody feel bad. I just want to let you know that you are not alone. And I want to ask, are you in an unhealthy relationship and you are the only one in the relationship that's struggling and trying to make things better? I know people, men and women, who allow themselves to be treated badly. They let their children see them being treated that way. I have known women who allow themselves to be abused in front of their children. Someone told them, well, it's better to have both parents. But later you're going to realize that it hurts the kids more than you really think it does staying in a relationship like that, because it gives them a gauge of what they're to expect. Are you thinking, well, how do you know, Kim? Go grab yourself something to drink. Come on in and sit down. And let me tell you, I was one of those women. So go ahead and pause this. Go get you something to drink and come on back and let's talk. Okay. Got your drink? Okay. You might even need something a little bit stronger than whatever you got. So I was once one of those women. I look back and ask myself, why did I allow myself to be treated that way? It really doesn't make any sense to me now as I look back. But that is what these master manipulators, that's their goal, is to make you wonder, what did you do? And makes you think you're the problem. You're not the problem. You are not the problem. I've heard mean and ugly things come from the one who says that they love you. These people who treat the women in their lives like they think that they're more important than the women. They make you feel like you can't survive without them. And in all actuality, you're probably doing way more than they are. They manipulate you and they convince you that no one will want you. You have kids. Your body's all torn up. You're used and abused. What do you have to offer someone? You're worthless. You're stupid. And it doesn't matter what you accomplish, because if you do accomplish things, which they're going to make every effort that they can not to let you accomplish anything, they're going to diminish it. And most of the time, they're going to punish you. Like if you want to go see family members, or you want to go see friends, or you even want to call them, they punish you. It's either they give you the silent treatment, or they just, you know that they're angry and they're upset. You know that because you can feel it, okay? And then they use the excuse, oh, your family doesn't like me and they just don't want me around. Well, of course your family doesn't like them because they can see right through their bullshit. And excuse my language, but that's what it is. It's a bunch of bullshit. They brainwash you against me. That is what they like to say. All of our problems are their fault. So they make you feel guilty for wanting to call, visit your family or friends. They may even go as far as to abuse you. There's just so many things that these manipulators do just to make you not want conflict, because you're going to get conflict if you go see your family, if you go call a friend, you know. And in the beginning, it's so different. You're on cloud nine, you know, they're so nice. They're great to your kids. You know, they buy your kids things and they're kind to them, you know, and they are just masterful manipulators. They can look you straight in the face and watch your pain while they say these things to you, then come at you with some bullshit and blame you for their behavior. Well, if you hadn't made me so angry, I wouldn't have had to say or do those things. You make me do it every time. When are you ever going to learn to keep your mouth shut? There's a lot of swear words in that one-way conversation, because I say one-way conversation because you don't dare say a word, or it could get worse, physically worse. You walk around on eggshells because you don't know what will set them off next. Their mood changes with the wind. You feel like nothing you do is right, and you start believing that. And you start believing what they're saying about you is true. Nobody's going to want you. You're stupid. You're just whatever, you know. And they believe they have a right to control you because you belong to them. No, you don't. You don't belong to them. Marriage is a partnership, and it's 100-100. It takes both people to be committed to each other, taking each other's feelings into account when making decisions. Communication is key in a relationship. I use relationship a lot, so let's get into the definition of it. And this is romantic relationship. Emotional and often physical connection characterized by intimacy, passion, and commitment. Commitment. It doesn't mean one person doing all the work. Both people are committed to the relationship. And any relationship takes more than one person to be successful. They both have to be committed to making it work. One person cannot make a relationship work. Someone who loves you doesn't treat you like you are an option. Once you break free from the demented person's grip, it's not going to be easy, but you can do it. And you can forgive them. I know you might be thinking, a lot of us were taught that forgiveness means everything goes right back to how it was. Somebody hurt you, they say sorry, you forgive them, and you move on. And then some people expect you just to act like nothing happened, especially the person that you forgave. But that's not real life. Because some hurtful things just doesn't disappear because somebody apologized. That doesn't mean they waltz right back into your life and start all over again with a clean slate. What it does mean is you start to heal and recover. It takes a lot out of you when you're in survival mode for all of those years. And sometimes people want forgiveness without change. They want the relationship back. They want the trust back. They want everything to be the same, but they haven't showed regret. They haven't shown any change whatsoever. They haven't even shown that they understand what they did that hurt you. And that can leave you feeling trapped. You're trying to obey God. You're trying not to be bitter. But you know in your heart, I can't keep letting this person hurt me the same way. And friend, that does not mean you're being mean. That is growth, knowledge, and wisdom. And there is a lesson to be learned here. It's all going to take time because all of this didn't happen overnight. It started small. Well, thanks for hanging out with me. And stay tuned for part 2 of this video. If you made it this far, this is Kim with Built from a Broken Life. Maybe you can relate to the video. Maybe you can't. Maybe you just want to hear the rest of my story. I've got a lot. Hit the subscribe button and that notification bell so when I put out new videos, y'all will be notified. Thanks for being here. And remember, love always wins. Bye.